and we'll just call this the basics of state health regression. And I have data from 3 states. It's county level, and it is from Florida, New Mexico, and Minnesota. And the data are arranged in that order, and so that's how I'll keep them. And so then, of course, we get started, and the first thing I did was I went and asked for, and this is actually a second log. So I went and did my descriptive statistics. So let's pull them in a second here. And here they are. And so I see that I have several variables. I have the percent of smokers in each county for 187 counties. There's 67 counties from Florida. There are 33 counties from New Mexico and 87 counties from Minnesota. Then I have percent obesity and the percent uninsured and the years of life lost per 1,000 years of life. And this is to make my coefficients a little bit more readable. There's 187 valid observations. Everything appears to be within reason. If you look, percent smokers is somewhere between 10 and 25%. That looks reasonable. Obesity rates between 14 and 40%. Uninsurance rates as low as 3% in part of Minnesota and as high as 26% in certain poor rural counties in Florida. So that, I'm not troubled with anything there. So I would then go to my table 2, which is my correlation matrix. And what I'll do here is sort of say what I think is, let's make this a little bigger now. The problem with making it bigger is I lose my ability to pull the table in. So let's do this. Okay, pull the table in, and here it is. And there are a couple of key places in the table here that, again, you only need to read 1/2 of the table. The ones tell you to read below. So I see that my correlation between years of life lost and percent uninsured is 0.476. It's very systematic, as indicated by the 0.000 for the p-value. The percent of smokers is 0.574 for years of life lost. That's also systematic. And the least systematic, and also ironically, is the obesity rate. It's only at 0.13. It is not as systematic. But you may notice, too, that obesity, the only thing it really runs with is it has a high correlation, 0.509, with smoking. So it's possible that people who smoke and are obese are sort of the data are compounding one another, or it'd be more appropriate to say they're conflating with one another. So with my correlation matrix, which, by the way, I kind of messed that up, so let's cut it and put it back up here. Well, I'm going to note a couple of things that are noteworthy, and I'll just write them in here. So one, all 3 independent variables have positive correlations with years of life lost. A second thing I would note is, and I like to have a little space in my writing, so a second thing I would note is that the most systematic is smoking and years of life lost, YLL. I believe that's correct. Yes, it is. And the not systematic, i.e. low correlation, is obesity and years of life lost. So that's where we'll start with that. And so that then lets me move to a regression. And so I think what I'll do now is pause this video and upload it so that then we can move to a second video and continue with this document.